Hey guys, this is Akrama. We're looking at some Nocturne Jungle by XProGank. I believe this is a silver 4-ish game. I can't remember what's it's somewhere in silver. I think it's low silver. Um, Off the bat, you're getting a little bit risky by just walking up here at 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's a little bit late to be establishing position. You're not gonna run into trouble too often, especially when you see Lee Sin in a sort of defensive stance here. He's not in an aggressive stance. You see Thresh on the map down here. But against Thresh, you want to be playing as safely as possible because that's a very invade-heavy comp, and most invades should be happening around 1 minute and 20 seconds. Maybe even a little bit before that. That way the top laner can get up there in time. That being said, I like how you haven't gotten your skill yet. With Nocturne, you're almost always going to get your Q no matter what. But there are situations where you might get your spell shield, or even your E if you're getting offensive. But I would really try and avoid getting E at all costs. So you are starting the bottom side. Note that you should be starting. Thresh is your ally. I didn't even notice. You got a flash. Cool. Kind of a. I mean, I don't think invading is ever wrong as long as you guys do it properly. Unfortunately, it's going to create a really awkward lane for you. But Nocturne is pretty self-sufficient. I should say awkward leash for you, or an awkward lane bottom. Oh, he's going the risky way. What the hell is he doing? Go around. He's wasting so much time. I mean, it would be okay if you guys were all on the same page, but you're not united under the same page there, so kind of just wasting time. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to not get a leash, but you just got to deal with it. Looks like you might have smited late. I couldn't tell, but whatever. You didn't lose that much health, and Noc's pretty resilient. You're just going to chug through those pots pretty quickly. Fiora lanes are going to need an eye on them. You know Lee Sin got pretty low. You want to check his items right now. Make sure he didn't go to Doran's, because if you got Doran's, he's going to have an awkward early clear. You know he started red, so sometimes he'll turn into that. He's either going to level 3 gank top or invade. I guess that's less likely because if you're watching him, I think he burned his flash and he lost a lot of health. So you can be pretty sure that he's not going to invade. Again, I don't really like that you're doing this camp. I think I told you that in the last video. Maybe you couldn't hear it though because the music was all messed up. But you don't want to just do all these camps usually. This might be the exception though, because okay, yeah, this is the exception. So Fiora's actually no, it's not the exception because Fiora's pushing top a lot, and Lee Sin started red, so Lee Sin's going to be ganking top about now. Usually, if he's not in too bad of shape. So I don't really like that. I'd rather get up top as fast as possible. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I guess wording that's safe. You're already in a spot where if he engages on you, make sure you have your pots rolling here. Oh, you do. Good. You're just kind of in a bad state after that leash. So I am expecting. I'd be talking with my teammate and being like, "Oh, Lee Sin's bottom. Actually, check that out." So as soon as you see him bottom, beeline right to his blue buff. It's free. And this is why level 2 ganks suck. Even it looks like it's gonna work in this situation, but it's just so risky. Oh no, they just totally threw it. Holy hell, they threw that. But yeah, you want to punish him. So going to this camp's a poor decision here. But the good news is your smite will be off cooldown now when you show up down there. But like I said, blue's free. You have weird lanes because you have like counter gank lanes, and Noc's not the best counter ganker until he's 6. Because Fiora, you don't really want to gank Fiora versus an Elise, and you don't really want to gank Nidalee that much. So pretty much your strategy here should be rush 6, go from there, fist people. Hey, how you doing, Captain Jakey? Nice to see you, man. I don't think I've seen you around too much here, so it's nice to see a new face. Feel free to ask any questions as they come. So yeah, what I'm saying here is I do like to have a lot of pressure on the map, but this is a matchup that's going to favor level 6 rushing. Nocturne favors that already usually, and you know your bottom lane has an advantage, so you don't really need to give them as much insurance. They should be pretty self-sustaining here. They might be at a point of vulnerability right now because they kind of didn't push this out that effectively, which I'll reveal a map right now. That means the lanes are coming back out. Ooh, whoops, wrong button. They're coming back out to lane right now, so they're going to be experiencing like some vulnerability. So sometimes that's going to run you into some trouble, but maybe not now. So I wouldn't focus too much on that. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that my stream seems interesting to you. Let me know what you think, how I can improve, stuff like that. Like I said, nice to see a new face. This might be a little bit more of a boring matchup, unfortunately, because just the nature of it. No one likes ganking Nidalees, and no one likes ganking for Fioras. So unless lanes are trading a lot, like I said, you're just going to default to farming a lot. Yeah, it's probably a good time to recall. You did the thing where you clear one side of your jungle, so you get very far away from here. So that means you're kind of recall at the same time. So even if you don't need to go back, that's a good time to recall. It's just efficient. These guys need to recall right now. So when you get a lane edge, and look, you made this massive wave. When you get a lane edge, the way they did, like a double kill for Ezreal, especially when you're low health, low mana. I know this has nothing to do with the jungler. You need to recall. You need to use your advantage to pressure them and snowball. Right now, Graves is actually going to be in the driver's seat after this wave. With you guys, with these two being kind of low health, low mana. Like, I don't know. It's just bad, especially if Lee Sin shows up. It's just really, 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 really risky / bad. So yeah, just keep rushing 6 right now. Ideally, you want to get a few pots. Let me see if you didn't get any pots and you could have afforded it. No, you couldn't have afforded pots, so that's fine. Sometimes you want to, like, if you're not a jungler like Nocturne that has a little bit of sustain. Okay, so what happens on this stream is I pretty much watch a jungler. I'm a diamond player and I coach lower level players and give them pretty much 15 minutes. I watch the first 15 minutes of the game, see what they could do better. So as soon as you see what's his dick coming, Lee Sin coming, you gotta beeline over towards your Katarina and turn this into a good play. Because Nidalee has really minimal presence, so as long as you get over there in time, you're gonna be able to turn this around. Hell, use your Q if you have to get over there in time. You can see that he doesn't have his blue buff yet, so this is gonna become a really good play for you. So I'm actually this is gonna be optimal here. I'm not going to go this here. I'm gonna use this blue as bait. You see him running over to his blue with half health. Where else would he possibly be going? I'd come over here, wait in this bush for a few seconds, sort of just eyeball it and time it out, and then come in around and beat the shit out of him. Or just, I mean, your other option is wait in this bush, but I think you're missing out here. And queuing over the wall is just gonna, I mean, you're still gonna be able to get it. Smite it, smite it. Oh, your smite was on cooldown. So yeah, missed opportunity there by you. Other thing you gotta be concerned about is you always wanna have a disengage plan. The top lane, Elise is missing right now, and that could turn, you know, sour for you sometimes, but it didn't this time. Not much more to be said. I guess just a missed opportunity. This lane being at half health, especially versus a gank heavy champion like Lee Sin, especially right after you take his blue, this might be a pressure lane from him. It's not well warded by your Katarina, so you usually want to try and stay in this area. But going up here is fine too. It's not that big of a deal. It's more efficient. You're going to be hitting 6 soon, and your buff's coming up in a minute. So you want to sort of make a plan around that. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just add me in game. In my in-game name, I'll type it here. Akrama. Just add me in game. I spectate usually a couple people per week, and do this coaching. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything like that too. It shouldn't be competing with my voice. This lane just got a lot more interesting now that they both hit 6. And I kind of like that you're showing up here. You're not going to be able to make this work too often, but it's the kind of thing where your other option is go over here. And actually, honestly, either of them are fine. But I mean, if you're showing up here, it's pretty good. You have to be the one to initiate, though. I would throw my Q on more of an angle. So you kind of like, you still hit her, but first of all, I don't even know if that's going to hit her all the time, and you want to use everything you can from an ability, and that gives you the move speed and gives you damage. So throwing it at more of a useful angle there is going to help you. It's just a very minor mechanical mistake. Is Fiora about to double kill? Fiora is about to double kill. So as soon as Fiora starts to double kill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust. You know Lee Sin's dead, and you know this red buff's open for the taking in about 15 seconds, I would say. I think that's a good estimate because he was a little bit slow to clear it. So if you were paying attention earlier, that's going to turn into a good opportunity for you. You know Lee Sin's already behind, so you can really shift your aggression forward. Noct isn't the best counter jungler, but you have such an edge over them right now. So yeah, I mean, you can't be passive right now. You need to get in his jungle and start taking shit, warding it up and making his life hell. Denying him everything you can. And at the same time, that's going to open up gank angles for here, down here when you start to get level 6. You're going to get more gank angles. You're going to be more of a disruptive player, and you're going to be using that edge. No, you don't need LoL replay. I'm not using LoL replay right now. I'm using just the LoL client. We're friends in game, and I'm spectating him. He's playing right now, actually. So yeah, this is definitely a mistake by you. You're not getting aggressive enough, and you're not adjusting your game plan to the variables, which is okay. That's what we're here to work on. This lane's starting to get really aggressive, so even though you made this mistake of getting passive here and just farming your own jungle, I think you could still make that a good play by getting ready to ult down here. Graves is especially if you know his flash is down, which might be hard to tell. But Thresh lanes are good to gank. And see how they're aggressive. They're really aggressive. You want to look for aggressive lanes, especially to counter gank. You want to just turn the tide on their aggression, turn the table on them, bait the aggression out, come in, stomp them, catch them when they're vulnerable. You're a little bit too low now to make really aggressive plays. You can assume that Lee Sin's almost always at his red right now. I'll reveal it. He's going to be on his way to his red almost every time right now. So that kind of makes it so you can make these aggressive plays without being too concerned. But you're going to need to take like quick, decisive stabs at them. I do it sort of randomly. I should get on a regular schedule, to be honest, of doing it. I think that would help me and help others too. I think it would just be mutually beneficial. Let's talk about the advantages of a top lane crushing this hard. There are a few things, and I'll actually just let it play out because I think you're recalling right now, so I'll let it play out. So when your top lane's crushing really hard, you have a few options. Usually it's going to cause the enemy jungler to gank the shit out of top. Right now, Lee Sin's too weak to gank top effectively, so he's not going to be able to do that. He has to farm his way back in the game. So that being said, you can use that top lane dominance to start working the bottom two lanes. Nocturne is especially effective because he can cover two lanes at once with his ultimate. If he's just in this middle, if you see where my mouse is on the bottom right corner of the screen, bottom right corner, I think, of the screen, you can kind of just cover two lanes at once. So just floating in the middle of those two lanes is going to make you have complete control of the map since Fiora is crushing top. That also comes with dragon control. So yeah, and I like how these guys are kind of lining up for aggression here. You want to time this gank. You want to try to get them trading or something like that, and then just ult in. Or maybe bait it for Lee Sin and then counter gank or something like that and crush them. Right now, okay, so I don't like that you ulted right now. I would have preferred you floating back here or letting Thresh hook. See how things go. You ulted a little prematurely. That's going to scare them. That's going to make it harder for Thresh to hook right now. Not to mention Thresh going up here. Always, if I'm Kale or Graves right now or Lee Sin, I'm yelling at my team or I'm not yelling at my team. I shouldn't put it like that. I'm just screaming in my head, hey, these guys are getting ganked. I'm getting ganked. So you're scaring them off right now. They're apparently too stupid to run. But I still think you guys could have got that. But what you can do now, especially if Cat's pushing middle like she is, this turns into Dragon. So push it into turret. You have two lanes pushing right now. You need to make the best of this situation. Yeah, it wasn't a failed gank. It wasn't the optimal gank. You didn't do it properly. But you can start working the dragon and make the best of the situation. So as long as you do that, you're good to go. Lee Sin's out of the game. Nidalee's farming at turret. Call Katarina down and get that free dragon. You guys aren't doing that right now, so I don't really like that. Actually, this person, you never want to exhaust. You almost never want to exhaust a fleeing target. See how Graves is just beating on him now. So yeah, that you guys just kind of did that really poorly, unfortunately. So that's gonna be the second big note of this game. Oh, even more reason to do dragon. Lee Sin's trying to tower dive a fed Fiora top. Fiora's gonna double kill again probably. We'll see. But this is gonna open up dragon for you again. I'm gonna watch up here for really briefly because stuff like this is what you need to be looking at to make your decisions. You need to see where he goes. Like, yeah, what is he doing? Now she needs to switch. Yeah. Bam. So yeah, free dragon, free map control. What I would have looked at a second ago is, does Lee Sin have red buff? Lee Sin doesn't have red buff, so that means it's up right now. So take his red buff. Another counter jungle opportunity that you're missing. So that's going to be your biggest mistake of the game thus far, is you're not taking advantage of opportunity. You're not adjusting and taking advantage of opportunities that open up. Getting red buffs now is fine, yeah. There's no reason not to. I prefer just getting way more aggressive and getting in their jungle. Getting in their jungle when you can and being disruptive when you have this sort of edge. You need to shift your aggression forward. So let me take notes. I'm gonna take some notes of that right now real fast. Notepad. Captain Jakey, let me know if you have any questions or stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to helping pretty much anyone. Unless they're scumbags, then no, I won't help them. I'm gonna turn this down. This song sounds a little bit too loud. Of course, it's Ellie Goulding again, because like half my playlist right now is Ellie Goulding. It's just like burn remixes. Okay, good. You're shifting into his jungle here, but I still don't think you picked the optimal side to do it on. Yeah, I don't know other than that. What to say other than that? This is a good ward though. I would put it up a little bit more. If you put it up a little bit more, it could see down these alleys a little bit better usually. And it can, yeah. I mean, it's still not bad. It might even be able to see into that alley a little bit more. I don't like ganking for a lane that doesn't like If a lane's a little bit ahead, that makes sense. You want to gank for them. But when a lane's crushing this hard, you want to neglect it and not neglect it, but just ignore it, let it run its course, and focus elsewhere. Fiora's not gonna. It's really hard for her to blow this giant lead. Lee Sin's probably not even gonna gank the lane anymore because she's so far ahead, and Elise is gonna be passive. You need to focus on counter ganking and ganking other lanes, taking objectives, bottom, stuff like that. Feral Flare, Xin Zhao, Master Yi, even Tryndamere is good, but Tryndamere is kind of iffy because he doesn't have lane control as much. But Tryndamere can farm the best, and I guess the best one other than Nocturne is pretty much the complete package because he can farm not as well as Tryndamere. I think that was a mistake on that word. He can farm not as well as Tryndamere, but he also has way more lane presence than Tryndamere. So Nocturne might be the best candidate for Feral Flare, but other than that, Master Yi, Trind's less common. Xin Zhao is a big one. Lee Sin if you're more farm oriented, but that's not really. I'd rather get Elder Lizard on him most of the time. This is such a great option. I don't like that you're blowing your ult and you're scaring. Thresh has a hook opportunity. Just let's see what happens and then ult. I mean it probably will work, but I just don't think it's necessary. It never flash there either. See if Ezreal can sweep up that kill. You're at half health right now. That flash might come in handy in securing this dragon. Right now, you guys are so in the driver's seat that it doesn't really matter, but you don't want to develop these kind of tendencies when the games are closer. Definitely need to convert this into dragon, though. Tell your team to shove bottom, communicate with the team, get things rolling. Don't have Nocturne? Try Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao's my favorite. What division are you? Xin Zhao's really easy to play, and he's really effective. So I really like doing that. You should know that. I think you should know that you just stole the red buff from him. I'm pretty sure you just stole the red buff from him. I'm not positive. I think you did. Yeah, you did. Be careful when you're queuing sometimes. It lets the laner know that you're there, and you want them to have as minimal information on you as possible. You probably have like 2k gold, so you need to go back to spend. So you have 1500, and you should be getting these dragons. If you had a better AP, this might be a situation where you want to, if you had a more AP dependent jungler, and you just saw Lee Sin to go down here, communicate that with your team. But if you have a more AP dependent or a mana dependent jungler or a CDR dependent jungler, you might want to give that blue up there just because you're in the driver's seat. If not, it's fine. A Nocturne can absolutely speed clear with it. So yeah, Xin Zhao and Master Yi. Master Yi is a little bit harder to play, but Xin Zhao is really easy and effective. Master Yi is super effective if you get good at him right now, though. Master Yi might get nerfed though, because pretty much he's really high in pick ban right now. Lee Sin showing up bottom, so when Lee Sin shows up bottom, I'm instantly going to beeline down through the jungle, get a good angle on them, and come in from behind. Because you don't know the outcome of this fight, it's almost always going to be good for you guys. You force Graves to disengage, so as long as Ezreal doesn't commit too hard here, which I think he actually might, it looks like he's about to, he's going to be exploring, get his bumhole reamed. Yeah, you never want to do that. When you're in a 3-on-2 gank, what you want to just do is DPS the front line and disengage. Right now he's created micro-isolation on himself where Graves is attacking him for free, Lee Sin and Kalar are attacking for free, and look, he's almost always going to die here. And he's turning a good situation into a bad one. He had like everything up to get out of that. And even then, they still almost died. But see what I mean? How this kind of fight, people don't just keel over and die instantly. So if you come in on a good angle and you react quickly, you're going to be able to come in here, turn the tides, and sweep up. Especially if your ult's up, but you use your ult before. I still would have probably gone in. I mean, look, when they're this low, they're thinking, how the fuck can I kill these guys? So you want to show up there. Just the other thing is when people are focusing so hard on fighting, they're not paying attention to their wards a lot of time. So I mean, even if it's warded, you're just going to walk up behind them. It's not even usually warded here. Without your ult up, yeah, you're going to get a kill here, but I still don't think you did that the best. I like how you adjusted. It was a pretty easy Q that you whiffed there. It won't matter. Again, you guys are leagues ahead, but it's the kind of thing where you just want to get in the habit of doing the right thing. Need to turn this into a dragon, especially if Nidalee is off the map. I don't know where Nidalee is. Looks like she's missing. You want to keep an eye on that. Without Katarina there, it's going to be a tough dragon, so I'm just not going to worry about dragon. But the other situations, you should have been trying to dragon. Hey, XProGank. I'm just gonna watch a few more minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave it at that because we're at the 15-minute mark, and that's probably the last big play that you're gonna have for another few minutes. And you guys are crushing it so hard that I think it's just a good spot to leave off. So your big mistakes of the game, we'll leave it here. You didn't adjust to the Lee Sin well. There's an opportunity where Lee Sin level 2 ganks bottom, and you could have just invaded his jungle and taken it for free. There was a time when Lee Sin's blue was up and you were invading. and it was a really good opportunity to bait Lee Sin and get a kill on him, and you missed that. So you just want to adjust to him a little bit more. There are objective. Okay, so you're a little bit too liberal with your ultimate. Let things play out, see what's going to happen usually before you want to let them commit as many of their the key thing to ganking well is forcing them to commit as many of their abilities as they can before they know you're ganking. So when you initiate with your ultimate, they're going to have all the tools in their kit they have to escape. Whereas say you're against Leona, say you're against a Lee Sin or something like that, they're going to blow their W. Leona's going to pull herself in, use her stun. She's going to be a sitting duck. Usually let laners initiate if possible. You don't want your laner to scare them off, which happens sometime, but you want to let your laner, force them to make a decision. You make the decision for them when you just, turn on your ult and everyone's like, oh, fucking run, you know what I mean? So force them to make their decision, force them to make bad decisions. Then the third big mistake is you missed out on some really big dragon opportunities. You just got to take the free dragons. Fifth mistake, this one's kind of minor, or fourth or fifth, I don't even remember what we're on. You're not doing anything too egregious, but you're just missing opportunities. That's your biggest thing, and missing opportunities is bad. But you don't need a gank for a top lane Fiora when she's so far ahead, and she's just Lee Sin's she's just double killing them when they gank. She can 1-on-2 them. Just focus on other lanes. That lane's not going to lose that sort of edge when they're that far ahead. So focus on other lanes, especially a champion like Nocturne that it can easily gank 2 lanes at once or protect 2 lanes at once. You're going to be insurance on 2 lanes, and you're going to pretty much assure that those lanes don't lose by just floating in the middle. And then there's one more thing that and then shift aggression forward. When Lee Sin gets so far behind early, even though Nocturne isn't a good counter jungler, you can almost always shift that aggression forward, and you don't have to play as passively. So other than that, pretty good game. Obviously, you guys, Wild West Hero. Okay, I joined game. Obviously, you guys could have, obviously you could have done better, but I think overall it wasn't bad. Just missed opportunities, like I said. So I will stop repeating myself right now. Let me know what you guys thought about the video. I'm probably gonna post this one on YouTube as well. There are other videos on YouTube. My Lee Sin one that just came out was pretty good, and the Lee Sin video that came out before that was really, really, really good. It was like 25 minutes of just really, really good concepts and points. But yeah, thanks for letting me watch this. Let me know if you find it helpful.